Welcome back to Stanley Parable. I'm Tygus, this is my wife Erin.
Hey guys!
And we are recovering from our
Already
flu.
this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Oh, Stanley.
I don't blame him. I'm turning all the computers off because one of the endings does require us to do that 4 times.
Alrighty then.
There's so many possible endings, though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Now I'm going to do the door on my left, but I am going to do something totally different.
But
Yet there was not a single person here.
Do unbelievably amazing work
Feeling
all the time,
really
every day, with no
desperate,
expectation of
Stanley
promotion or
decided to
recognition.
go up to his
Don't get
boss's
fired.
office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay, I'm going to go downstairs now.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, Stanley did not. Stanley is most definitely not going upstairs to his boss's office. Ooh,
But
car.
Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
12B4.
Economy,
Okay.
Why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred.
This is
to
an
Stanley.
awkward
Maybe,
garage.
he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
How would you even leave
And
this
for that
garage?
matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh,
I love the narrator's voice.
Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley
That cup is on the
awake
ground.
right now as he's ever been in his life.
I
Now,
can't
hearing
see
the
what it
voice
says.
speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control.
I feel like
that this
Stanley's
was
having a little
dream.
breakdown.
So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job, All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Lies.
I am okay.
That was a very emotive perception.
Nope. You're screwed, Stanley.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Oh dear.
That was entertaining.
Stanley having a moment.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
What?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy, this much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Like, don't call an ambulance or for, someone to pick up the body, just run!
I assume that was Stanley.
Yep. That is us.
So we're
All
dead
of his
now?
co-workers were gone.
Well, we were dead there.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, yep. Oh, come on. I did 3 of those already. Maybe I can't actually stop the game in between that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2
I'm gonna go to the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
I want the adventure
Perhaps he
line,
wanted
and I
to
want
stop by
the
employee
Starfield,
lounge
not the
first,
other one, like
just to admire it.
the beautiful landscape.
Yes, truly a room worth admiring.
I'm just gonna run
But
through, 'cause we've
eager
already
to
done
get
all
back
this.
to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Yes.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got
This looks
back on
good. This looks like a place to be. This looks nice.
Stanley's so naughty.
Loading, loading, loading. Loading, loading, loading.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, left.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Could I have made that in time?
No, not the right.
Are we stuck?
Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking?
I feel like if we
It's
did...
clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute?
I wonder if I could have made that.
Are we lost?
Let's see, we went down...
I kind of want to try that at some
left,
point.
Down, left, right... Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. Oh, look!
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole
Employee
story is
0.
really unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the
ModDB.
beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay. From the top.
Alrighty.
Alright.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Just need to make sure I get all of the computers. Unless the count might reset if I miss one.
When Stanley... Wait.
What?
What? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere.
You crazy, narrator.
It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I'm going this way.
Okay.
I feel like... Okay.
This office building is so sad.
Right? Those white lights. I want my adventure line.
Isn't that what you're doing right now?
No.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
The end is never the end. Give me my
All
adventure
these
line.
coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Going to the meeting room.
I feel like it's not giving me my shutdown thing anymore. Like the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came
I like
from.
how we're in
Why
this
don't we go
loop
back
now.
the other direction and see if we missed anything.
So we're just basically wandering aimlessly until it finds the story again?
Yeah, kind of.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
This game is so ridiculous.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
Yay!
Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh,
You are ridiculous, narrator.
no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
Hey, wandering's hard
Hey,
work, dude.
I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
Adventure line.
I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Now, you can either follow the line or you can completely disregard the line.
You see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life
Didn't we just
itself?
come this way?
Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute.
Did
Just
we?
stick with me. Now we can both agree
Oh, hey.
that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay.
I feel like we
if
didn't come
my
through here, though.
experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office. Is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Sure.
Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what?
Oh,
I
you're
think
right.
What we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Epic adventure line music. Alright, I'll show you what happens when you follow the adventure line. That... What is even happening?
Nobody knows.
Look at that! Employee number 6.
The line is rather interesting.
Right? Corporate imbalances! Oh.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
No.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I think the line just does not want us to be happy.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
So sassy.
And the line again.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line.
I like how it's
It's everything
trademarked.
for us. We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Shouldn't that have been an office?
Yes, this
Yeah.
is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story.
This is a very...
What do you want our story to
Wait
be?
a minute.
Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley.
That is very trippy.
Very swirly hallways.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
I like how it bursts through... Oh.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay. So I know that each
I'm
door
gonna
has
go
to
against
lead
your
somewhere,
circles.
which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So
What?
starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
The confusing ending.
Oh, hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're
Oh,
telling me
confusion ending.
that's
Sorry.
what this is? It's all one giant ending?
Aimless
And
wandering.
we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight
Narrator forgets about
times?
previous restarts.
That's really how all this goes?
The narrator is gone after a long time. Stanley dies.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me. Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really...
Find a bookstore, get bored and leave.
It can't be.
Wander in the
I
darkness.
don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Okay.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope
It's time to make up a story here.
now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime...
That was surprising.
So the game's just restarting itself now?
Yep. I feel like it's going to be on steroids because it's still loading. And it's blank.
Is the narrator
all his
gone?
co-workers were
Oh.
gone.
Oh.
What could it mean?
Never mind.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply...
I assume he's forgotten what's happened. So we'll leave the episode here, and we'll keep going on our grand, crazy adventure in the next one. There's a lot of endings. We have the museum ending. We have the ending where we're in, like, we have to kill ourselves. We have whatever that ending is. I cannot remember. Like, there is a lot of really cool stuff that we still have to see. But I don't know if this, like, triggers anything else or what.
When Stanley came to a set
So,
of two open doors,
we'll leave it for this
he entered the
episode.
door on
Hope
his
you guys
left.
enjoyed that. If you did, give us a like, a subscribe, and a comment, and thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.